Good evening, Speed Gaming 3. We are here again tonight with another episode of the Zelda 1 Randomizer Winter 2024 tournament. This is week 3 of the Swiss rounds. On your left, we have equations19. On your right, we have spudozaurus. Both runners have readied up and the gate has been dropped. They will be starting momentarily. My name is JXB Adam. Joining me in the booth is Rat Boy, and on tracking, we have Tabby. Rat Boy, how's it going this evening?
Oh, it's going excellent, Adam. How are you doing?
I am ready for an exciting race. I wonder what item they're going to start with.
Oh, well, they're not going to start in a very nice spot up at 1Q6.
That's true, but they're starting with everybody's favorite Tootie Flute, the recorder.
Yeah, and I think, this makes, if you can find a quick level and an early Triforce start to get some fast travel around is good. But this is just blue Octoroks at the base, so, early bomb chances. Unfortunately, Equations didn't get one, neither did Spud, but Spud looks like he's going to try again, did a hard reset.
Yep, not a bad strategy. Equations has found our first bomb shop and 15 rupee bombs, so just a moderate roll down.
Yeah, that's not bad. And Spud gets his first global after 3 resets. That's not too bad either.
I have seen runners do 10 resets to get that first global. That's just when you know the game doesn't like them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just when the game's just being a little bit rude. Spud's going to find that same bomb shop there.
I believe so.
Equations trying again for the global, but no luck again.
Yep, without any bombs, I doubt we'll see either of our runners go up to Death Mountain, but they will check these 2 Armos spots right away.
Yeah, I would expect both of them probably scroll into Death Armos from here and knock these 2 off quick. And then
I was just going to say, an early take any Equave for Equations, and they have picked up the blue candle.
Yep, yeah, that's a great find early. And level 5, right next door.
An interesting start to level 5. My ability to tell if it's shapes 1Q or 2Q is limited, but I will prognosticate that this one looks either 1Q or shapes.
Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, it can't be 2Q because you wouldn't have 1 up and down there.
Our tracker Tabby's calling it 1Q. I will defer to the superior knowledge of all of our trackers because they are the true MVPs out here.
Absolutely. And not a fun room to start. T-mote and filled with bunnies.
Nope, and we see Spud has taken a moment to pirouette that locked door and found a few bunnies of their own.
Yeah, 3 in a potential staircase room, though. A little bit easier to clear out. The angled room is always a little bit of a pain, but Pole's voice seemed to be cooperating pretty nicely for him.
They absolutely do. Plus, there's only 3 of them, so that's like 47 less stabs of the wood stored.
Yeah. And it does push. Probably a transport.
Oh, this is level 5. The rule is the first stair you find in 5 is always a transport.
Yeah. And another room of bunnies.
Manhandla doing a terrible job guarding a key.
Yeah, I can't see where his dot is on the map. Oh.
All the way over on the left, that means we're looking at shapes, I believe.
1Q5 does come down that E column. It's got those 3 rooms in that first E column.
Alright, well, I hope one of these runners finds a map and helps me out here, because I'm obviously lost in Hyrule.
Yeah, still could be shapes. Still could be 1Q.
And those are some caffeinated land molas. This is not friendly combat here in level 5.
Yeah, luckily it has the sword beam, so it can do this door strats here, but It's like going to be ladder blocked out of the bottom 2 rooms if it is 1 queue. I don't think Spud tried to bomb the room beside, but... Alright, just a room of keys. Get away from the bunnies for a little bit. And it is shapes.
Oh boy, chat, what's that shape? I'm going to say it's one of the turrets from the original game, from the Atari game Missile Command.
I just see an ink blot.
That's always a fair assessment. Normally I hear ink block, cactus, exploding cactus. Meantime, Equations has checked that Tharmos and found a stair. We'll see what's under there.
Yep, so they're gonna have to travel east to find the Armos item. Luckily, with the candle already, they've got a ton of checks they can make along the way too, and you don't have to double back through the forest.
I like Tharkus's answer in chat. It looks like a pair of shoes with the tongue pulled out.
I could see that, yeah.
Oh my, did you see that large secret?
Was that 51?
I think we need to put large in quotation marks. That was 51 rupees. Not a great start.
No, that's a really nice medium secret there.
Yeah, and it's an extra large medium.
Yeah.
And here's level 4. Equations also has found both hint shops already. Now, right now, the old men are only saying wark, which, if you have your dictionary, you can go look that up. Wark is an actual English word. But for now, that means absolutely nothing to us.
Yeah, and Spud is going to dip straight out of there because the first room was pancakes, Lionels, and whiz robes.
Oh my.
Oh, and Equations gets cornered by some blue dark nuts there. Tough screen there.
Yeah, and we see Spud almost bought one of those hints, and had they have purchased that hint, they would have been met with the ever-helpful hint of wark.
Ooh, Equations getting double globals there. Very nice. Yeah, like the play. Save them up. May see an early Death Mountain play here.
That may not be a bad idea. The combat in level 5 was not so great, and we know that there's some less than pleasant enemies on the overworld. Also, I see disco ropes, and do you know what that means?
It means we got a 2Q back half.
Everybody's favorite cinnamon rolls are going to be served tonight.
Yeah, 7 isn't as bad, 8 is awful.
The one saving grace is at least it'll be a 2Q9.
Yeah, that is very nice. That's the consolation prize. Ooh, and level 3, just northwest of Vanilla Start.
Yep, we'll see Spud dip in there and see what we can find. Meantime, Equations is... Oh, hang on. We got a surprise. Spud has done Zombie Link.
Vires, gorillas.
So, for those of you who don't know, the way Zombie Link works is if you have only 3 hearts and the mugger is requesting hearts, you can pay the mugger off with a heart and it'll take you down to no life, which we call Zombie Link, because most of the time you'd be dead. However, in this case, the game can't take you below the 3 hearts, so it just takes all of your life. A quick up and A, and the health is back, and the mugger's gone. It looks like gorillas, vires, and everybody's favorite bunnies.
Yeah, and the Vire bats rolled up. I'm wondering if those Poles voice are going to be the common enemy, and we're going to see them in a lot of dungeons.
I think we might have seen them in 2 enemy groups already, so that bodes well for it being the common enemy. Meantime, Spud has found the white Pokeball, which means the white sword is in level 3.
That's a huge upgrade straight away. That's really nice to find early.
Yes, double damage out of the sword, given that the dungeons are full of Pole's voice. Meantime, look what Equations has found.
Yep, I think he's going to go buy some arrows as soon as he can.
With all these Pole's voice in the dungeons, an arrow purchase makes sense. Plus, with arrows, we will be assured that there will be no Goma blocks.
Yep.
Question in chat, what does it mean if the enemy is quote-unquote rolled up? So what that means is the randomizer can have certain flags that will modify the enemy's HP. So in this particular flag set, the enemy's HP can be plus or minus 2. So when something is rolled up, it means it has more than the regular amount of hit points.
Yeah, so the keys from the Vire are normally 0 HP, and they've rolled up to 2. Ooh, fairly early Triforce there in 3.
Yep, and Equations is up on Death Mountain, has found our first medium secret. A mild roll-up of 33, but when you see what that large is, you'll take everything you can get.
Yeah. Oh, and potential push block here for Spud. Are we segmented,
block does
or
push.
is it an item? It is just a heart container. Well, that's good. That's a pretty quick 3.
Yeah, we've gotten the white sword, we've gotten a heart container, we know where the Triforce is, we are done with this particular dungeon. For everyone wondering, in this flag set, Heart Shuffle is on, which means all the dungeon hearts are shuffled into the pool, so they could be replaced with important items anywhere, as well as the ever popular, and I will put that in quotation marks, flag of having important items in 9.
Yep, and I believe Equates just found level 9 at 2Q9, the very top west corner of Death Mountain.
2Q9 in the 2Q9 spot, eh? Sounds vanilla to me.
Yeah, it is 2Q9 too. Oh, and Spud going for an early potion.
That is a very early potion, given Spud only has 4 hearts and has yet to find the white sword item.
Yep. Yeah, maybe he's banking on, being able to pull another heart out of a dungeon or finding a couple more take any's. Just wants to get the potion under his belt. Level 7 just east of Vanilla Start. And another mugger.
Spud taking a good long look at that mugger, because that mugger may be required to make any progress in level 7. We're going to have to see south of here with the locked door.
Okay. Does get a path down for now. Oh, was there an instant roar? I did not hear that.
Yes. Instant roar on level 9, according to Smilefires, our restreamer. In the meantime, Equations has level 2. And I spy a Chevy room in level 7, which means I think that this dungeon might have a hard required mugger if this room that Spud is in does not push.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? 5 sets of transports? 4 sets of transports?
So I believe level 7 has approximately 18 sets of transports, and in tonight's race, the silver arrows on the floor.
Wow. So, Bo is the Armos, and Silver's, 2 rooms in into 7. Or 3 rooms in, I guess. 2 down is the transport to the Silvers.
Interesting will be if that transport locks some of the dungeon, or if we have to go right through this mugger.
Yeah, there were no doors out of it, and it shouldn't have any bomb walls. Shouldn't in quotation marks, but
Yeah, Level 7 rarely has bomb walls. Equations has found the ladder just on the floor in level 2.
Wow. So if Equations finds 7, barring any blocks, that is a possible go mode.
Well, barring blocks, you're absolutely right. If you've got the bow, the silvers, and a sword, that is bare bones go mode. At least go until the seed tells you can't go anymore.
Yep, and a ladder, so you know you're not going to get blocked out of the princess.
A ladder, they started with the recorder. I think there might be one other block that they could run into. Wait, 2 blocks. And chat, if you can name those blocks, excuse me, there are 4 internet points up for grabs.
Yeah, so we've seen 2, 4, 7, 3, and 9. 2, 3, 4, 7, 9. So there's still a few dungeons outstanding. Spud gets hit with yet another mugger there, but this time he got to go Zombie Link again.
All the Gomas in the world in level 7. I think Spud might check out and see if he can make progress elsewhere.
Yeah. He doesn't know, but it's time to go find his Armos item.
Yep, as soon as he finds that Armos item, the Gomas will be no more.
Oh. And there's one of the potential blocks. So Raft has the white sword item at the connectors between East and West Death Mountain.
That's correct. That raft opens up 2 spots on the overworld, and all it takes is for one of those spots to be a dungeon, and our raft will be required tonight.
Yep. Yeah, Equations has been using a good use of the start location, the blue Octoroks right below it. This is his second dip through to continue to clear out Death Mountain. Really, really good play early with where they started.
That's right. Anytime you can get screens checked off of the overworld tracker, that just gets you a little bit closer to knowing where all the dungeons are.
Yeah, and having 2 big items this early, prioritizing finding dungeons now, I think, is going to be pretty high on the list.
I agree. And if Equations happens to find those mugger blocks, Equations can do the exact same thing that we saw Spud do. Their strategy was Zombie Link. It's a great way to save hearts.
Absolutely. And especially when they're asking for hearts or 4 keys. Nobody ever wants to give up 4 keys. Unless you've got the any key, of course.
Exactly. If you have all the keys, you are more than willing to give up 4 keys.
Oh, level 1 is found. So what other good items could we find in here?
Let's see. Wand, any key, red ring. The coast has the wooden boomerang. All hail Lord Banana.
Yeah, and a quick heart out of 1. Ooh, early Triforce.
Early Triforce and some good pause strats there against that Manhandla.
Yep. Yeah. Spud doesn't use the select swap, but instead uses pause strats and is really good at it. It looks like 4 hit bunnies with the white sword.
It looks like it. So I'm going to agree with Smilefires that the Pole's voice have rolled down. And chat, what's that ink blot?
That one looks like a dragon standing up on its back legs. Spud will clear this out. If it is a drop, he'll get to see it. Okay. Just so 2 hearts so far.
Yep, 2 hearts on the ground, so Spud now knows he's only looking for a stair item.
Yep. Already knows where the Triforce is. And looks like gonna pick it up before he starts heading down the tail there. Puts his second Triforce on the board.
Yeah, there's my guess in chat of Trogdor.
Oh, and it looks like equations found level 6, just sort of in between the Armos, the eastern Armos. I think that's a book.
I believe that is the Pokédex, or book. So now Spud is going to be able to understand Old Min. There's an early Triforce in 6 for equations.
He's gonna go ahead and grab it. I mean, shape 6, you've got bow, you've got ladder. I think you dip out. Now he's gonna go back in.
You might poke around a couple of rooms hoping to pull a key, but I agree with your assessment. At this point with the recorder, I would dip out of here until the game made me come back to it. It's a big dungeon.
Yeah.
Of course, the combat in there doesn't seem too terrible yet, so we'll have to wait and see.
And out of those 6 Gurias for the second time, still couldn't get a bomb drop.
Spud sees the wooden bone on the coast and decides to abandon the world wrap. In the meantime, Equations gets to see this wonderful map of level 6. Chat, it's another game of Name That Inkblot.
Alright, let's see. Does that push him out? No, he's gonna continue.
Yeah, I honestly, as much as I think this play isn't so great, we have to realize that Equations doesn't have the silver arrows. To his knowledge, those could be just right in here waiting for him.
Yeah, no, that's true. I would still just say, you've got 1 outstanding, 3. You've dipped inside of 4 quickly, but you haven't done too much. Those are all smaller dungeons. Mind you, I think 4 was the Wizrope's Lionels, so that wouldn't be too fun to do.
No, Wizrobes and Lionels, wood sword, low health. No thank you.
Yeah, and Spud finding another take any there. Up to 5 hearts now, so if he makes his way up to Death Mountain, have a pretty good shot at that raft.
Yep, and until one of our runners picks that raft up, or if all of our dungeons are discovered, that could very well be required.
Yeah,
and by picks the raft up, I mean checks the raft spots, of course.
I think, are we just missing 5 and 8 now?
We've seen 5.
We've seen 5, so we're just missing 8.
So the raft, probably not required, question mark. In the meantime, we have some great guesses in chat for that ink blot on level 6. They got Donkey Kong on a canoe, the Atari ET on a skateboard, and the one that I see, Johnny 5 from Short Circuit.
That's a good one. Alright, so after clearing out just the top corner of the level, the Equations will dip out. Meanwhile, Spud just finishing up the south coast there.
Pulling out the recorder, so not likely to go to Death Mountain yet.
Back to 3. Maybe catch the bottom or into 4. We're back into the deadwoods, looks like. Oh, we're getting hints. So PB is not required. Ooh, so the any key is the other item. Excuse me, is the other item in 2? Boomerang is ladder blocked.
And the Womp Womp hint about the boomerang, which we already know is on the coast. I think with the knowledge of any key in 2, when Spud finds level 2, they are going to probably dig it, full dig it to find.
Yep. Silver's in 7, like we already knew. Oh, so raft is required. So 8 is going to be raft blocked. And 7 also has a wand.
Most interesting information, and it's actually good information. If Equations finds the book, if they haven't found the silver arrows in 7, they're going to know right where to go.
Yep.
In the meantime, Spud has done what we call save scumming, because he can buy all those hints, gets all the information, and then he just retries out of it to get all the rupees back.
Tabby, it was Power Bracelet is sail over, so Power Bracelet's going to be an 8. Because that's the only level we haven't seen.
And Spud is back in 5.
Oh yes, now I remember that we saw this earlier.
And Equations has topped out on money. I'm only slightly surprised that they don't save and keep all that, but nope. They had a blue ring sharp marked, and so with the blue ring purchase, they have doubled their defense.
Yep. That's big, even just on this overworld. There's been a lot of screens of darknets. Be able to take an extra bop or 2 is always nice.
And really, if we look at our runners, between the 2 of them, we only have Spud up at 5 hearts. And this is just... it has not been good, and it looks like Red Candle is one of the other items ladder block somewhere.
Oh, I just missed that hint. Was that in 5?
It was in 5. It said step over the water, so it's ladder blocked somewhere.
Nice clock there for Spud to clear out these bunnies. Oh, and there's the Triforce out of 5.
Yep, and now the question is, will Spud go back in? A few more great guesses on that level 5 ink blot with a crocodile, or a person that's sideways with a jetpack.
I like that one. See, Spud looks like Spud's gonna go check for Forgotten Spot while Equations is gonna recorder the desert.
Yep, Spud's got the any roads now.
I know one of them went to the East Forest. I didn't see where Equations picked up the first any roads. But my guess is somewhere on Death Mountain.
I think 2 of them were up on Death Mountain.
Oh, 2 of them were?
Spud with the letter pickup.
All the way up at 1Q5. Equation's getting a 5th heart.
One step forward to the raft, which we know is required. Equations does not.
Nope, but he is, I believe this is 7. So let's see, he needs to go down 2 rooms and take the transport.
Let's see if the mugger turns him around. We'll find out in a few seconds.
He wants to.
And that's a cup of nope. I can't blame him.
Oh, go back in. Take the key door. I mean, it's tough when you only have 2 keys, but we know it's the right move.
Yep, I think that's one of the great things about being up here in the commentary booth. We see all. We don't quite see all as well as our tracker, but we see all.
Yeah, just as Tabby is saying in chat there, Equations has seen the raft. Spud hasn't, but Spud knows it's required. Equations doesn't know it's required yet. Alright, and Equation finding level 3. Be happy to see this. He'll get a nice combat upgrade.
He's not going to be happy to see the required mugger, though.
Won't be happy to see this, but you gotta do it. The door didn't pirouette. Oh, he's gonna pass on that one too. Maybe, yeah. That's a good thought, Tabby. Maybe if this doesn't open, maybe he'll think about going to grab the raft first before start giving up hearts to muggers.
I can agree with that strategy. We're going to have to see what Equations decides to do. And this is another case where the knowledge really goes to the knowledge advantage goes to Spudozaurus with knowing that the any key is in 2, which can make these muggers completely a thing of the past.
Yep. And gonna pick up his bow here. So now he's got 2 pieces, the main 2 pieces of the puzzle. Still has to find the raft and probably the ladder. This is
Yep. Nothing says a great seed like ladder not required until you find the princess in a Chevy room.
Yep. This is just not a fun room that Equations is stuck in.
No, the useless moat room with wizrobes floating around, just not fun at all, and oof, takes a death.
Answer a question, chat. Yep, if you have the any key, you can just pay with keys and it just doesn't take any away from you.
Well, that's not true. It takes 4 keys from your infinite amount of keys.
4 minus infinite is still infinite.
You see, this is why I try not to do math on stream. I think it's infinity minus 4, right?
Well, yeah,
4 minus infinity is a very unhappy place that no runner wants to be at if we're talking keys.
But the A doesn't change.
It might become the minus A. Then would it still work?
That would just be fun.
I don't know if our runners would disagree with would agree with our definition of fun.
There's another Goma possibly blocking a staircase.
And Equations has neither the silvers from level 7 nor has he bought the wooden arrows.
Yeah, I mean I can understand it's a tough call in both 3 and 7 to get rid of hearts when you know what or you've seen the white sword item. Just a key on the floor. You've seen the white sword item. You know, you start giving up hearts, and it's just pushing it farther and farther away from being able to get it.
And here Spud's seeing what is a ladder block in 6 due to not having the ladder out of 2.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, great Wizrobe combat, and then fell for the old, I'll just get Sprite the fairy. Unfortunately, Sprite almost always will get you killed.
Yeah. It's a bait fairy there.
Question in chat, what is Cubone? I believe that is a replacement sprite in the Pokemon set for the Gorilla.
So I think Equations has seen everything except for 1 and 8 now. I think Spud has seen everything except for 2 and 8. Oh.
And Equations has found level 1.
Yep. And actually that heart, and you know, he should pick up another one out of here. But that heart may be enough to say, alright, let's go pick up the raft, and then we can start giving hearts to the muggers.
Or at least we can consider doing that given how tough the combat has been in here. Spud has found the raft, has picked it up at 6 hearts.
Yep.
And as Chad is pointing out, that was a brilliant strike on that Manhandla, and the Triforce has been picked up by Equations at a level 1.
Yeah, very nicely done. And Spud going East EM first. I don't think there was anything up here. I think he's going to make his way west, but...
Yep, I know level 2 is up here on DM somewhere, but I honestly do not remember where.
No, I know it was west, because it was just before he found level 9. So my guess is maybe the screen before it, or where you screen wrap over?
Doing what any good runner should do, immediately cashing in the item, and here's level 8 at the 1Q Vanilla 4 Island.
Yep. And if 7 has 18 transports, this one has, what, 40?
So I counted it up once, and I have trouble counting, which is why I can never, ever force a bomb, but I think there are approximately 417 transport staircases in level 8. 2Q8.
And you'll always find all of them before you find your items.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, 415. There are 2 that are items. Spud has decided level 8 is just not his cup of tea at this particular moment. They are back whistling to level 3.
So is this a play back into 4? It is. Meanwhile, Equation's trying to get one more bomb drop.
Yeah, each runner has some things the other runner would like to have, and it's only a matter of time before we find those things vice versa.
So interesting, Equation's not going up to get the raft while he's right here.
I think the allure of level 1 and the 2 remaining items is what's driving him.
Yeah, and I guess without the hint to know that the raft is required, you know, a lot of times it's not an item you put on high priority.
Yeah, the raft only unlocking 2 spots, and that's an ink blot for level 4.
That's just ugly.
It may be ugly, but I think chat will agree it is not 2Q8 ugly.
Ooh, and the red Wizzy's rolling down to 2. That's nice.
He's taking 2 swipes with the white sword, so I think there are 3 or 4.
He's on white sword already. I forgot. Forgot about the white sword in 3.
That's okay. Equations has the book out of level 1, but lacks any funds to purchase hints.
Yeah.
The Goma was hiding a staircase. It looks like that leads to the segment. Spud not taking it just yet, going to go see Zelda's room, and now probably take the transport.
Yep, hopefully the linear path of it doesn't have key doors to block them.
Well, that doesn't sound like what chat wants to see.
Putting those silvers to work against the blue Lionels there.
Yeah, 240 plus rupees. We're going to be firing those silvers like there's no tomorrow.
Yep. Another heart on the floor in 4. And yeah, Tabby reminded me that it was that 3 blue Wizzy in the I don't know what it is, the broken columns row or broken columns room that you need to get to the top of the rest of level 4.
That's correct. We'll see if that's required. It's possible both items in the Triforce could be hiding down here in the segment.
Yep. Oh, that's a tough one for Spud. Ladder block Triforce in 4.
Well, that'll be good news for Equations when he gets there. In the meantime, that's going to push Spud to go look elsewhere.
Well, it looks like he's gonna do battle with that room again. Yeah, thank you, Tabby, the grid room.
Yeah, not a bad idea to go do battle with that room. There's still one more item here in level 4, and to Spud's knowledge, that item could be the ladder.
Yep, it's the smallest dungeon he still has outstanding, that he knows where it is.
Another place that Spud's going to have an advantage is with that white sword. Equation still hasn't pulled the sword out of level 3.
Yeah, and did he miss the second heart in 1? Because he still has 6.
I think he did, probably feeling like he's been in level 1 a little long. It's 44 minutes into the seed. I don't believe that he's found all the dungeons, and might just have that internal runner's clock ticking down saying, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
Yep.
Chest... Okay, yes, I can words sometimes correctly. A question in chat, have we found mags? Yes, I believe we found mags very early. but I have no idea where it's at, so I'll just say it's somewhere in Hyrule.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it yet.
Uh-oh. I may be developing a terrible case of something that happens to commentators from time to time. I believe the technical term is seed bleed.
Oh, that doesn't just happen to commentators. Alright, I think Spud here is just a screen or 2 screens away from finding level 2.
Yep, and making a key purchase. With their knowledge, I cannot fault that play whatsoever. Even knowing the any key in 2, they have not found level 2.
Yep. And you never know, it could take a couple keys to even get to it.
Chat pointing out I should see a doctor for it. Seed bleed you can handle with over-the-counter medications such as coffee or just doing better tracking. However, if you have superior seed bleed, then you should seek medical help.
I think was this too... Oh, Spud.
Ooh, not a good place to take a death up on Death Mountain.
No.
Heyo.
And it was just around the corner from 2. I think it was either that screen or the one next to it. It looks like, yeah, go straight back and finish up that corner. Alright, equation's back in 7.
And again, using a key, going south away from that mugger. In fact, I think it was the mugger in level 3 that prevented equations from moving on and finding the white sword.
Yep. Yeah.
There's Mags, up on Death Mountain. I think Equations did see it earlier. Please don't quote me on it. It might have been a different seed that Equations was running.
No, I think you're probably right, because he wouldn't have left that spot. So I think you caught it, I just didn't. And Spud now in level 2. Ladder was on the floor, pretty free.
Yep, and we see that Equations did not take that transport because they have the ladder. They can continue exploring this little tail of the spiral.
Oh, that's right.
Immediate Triforce for Spud, but they know the any key's in here. I can't imagine they're not going to go back in.
Yeah, I would expect he clears both items out of here. There's the ladder. So Spud is now in Triforce and Go mode.
That is true. Not sure if there's anything that can block him other than possibly some keys.
Yeah, I think he... Huh? Maybe it's right. Oh no, shutter door. I think he'll dig that out. He's been on, you know, between 0 and 2 keys the entire game. Nice wand for equations there.
Yes, that combat upgrade is probably very welcome. Doesn't work on the whiz ropes, but it'll work on almost everything else.
Yep. Oh, careful.
Oh boy,
that manhandle didn't play as friendly as the last one.
That manhandle certainly didn't, but Equations stuck it out and put him down, just like any good Zelda player should.
Yep.
And then in the next room, we see Equations did battle with another boss, the dreaded Rupee boss. It can be defeated even if your wallet is full.
It just feels bad.
I think the feels bad is going to be taking this transport.
Oh, hello, one way.
And there's the Any Clee on the floor for Spud. I believe Spud is now done in level 2.
Don't do it, equations.
Only 2 bunnies, but with the quad shooter and the traps, this is a very dangerous room.
So, this may be good for him. Because when he goes back down, maybe he'll take that first transport.
He might, or maybe just dip right on out of 7.
And yeah, just to echo a sentiment in chat, you know what? 6 and 7 hearts this far in 50 minutes in, this is very low heart count seed so far.
And to reiterate something, we are watching some of the best Zelda players that we can find, and most of us don't have as many hours in the game as any of these runners. I don't know equations very well, but I know Spud's been around the community for quite a while. Equations making the wooden arrow purchase with all of the Pole's voice in the dungeons. Again, a decision that I cannot fault. It's just a shame they didn't take that transport in level 7 to find their free silvers sitting on the ground.
Yeah. Looks like maybe a quick pit stop here and then straight back in. Spud said no to the wand.
No wand. That's an interesting choice. That can still increase his combat via stacking. You want to explain that for our viewers, Ratboy?
Yeah, so if you hit both the A and B button together on the same frame, you get well, for Spud, you would get the white sword damage and the wand damage, which is equivalent to white sword damage. So he would do 4 damage per swing. A little bit tricky to make sure that you get them on the same frame. Sometimes you can miss it, but yeah, I mean, it's Meg's damage at that point. Spud cleaning up the Triforce out of 7. He's seen everything. He's Triforcing go.
Yeah, Kathy makes a great point in chat. Getting to that bow late, Spud knows that the combat against those Pole's voices that was being done early has probably put them behind. However, from our view in the commentary booth, we know that's just not true.
Yeah, Equations had that bow for a long time, but opted for blue ring over arrows earlier. Which, you know, low hearts, it's you know, neither right or wrong. But it wasn't able to take advantage of that early bow.
And Spud is back in level 8.
Yeah, probably hoping for a quick Triforce here.
I think that's what all runners want in 2Q8 is just a quick Triforce, items that don't matter, and then to just put it out of their minds like they were on a warm beach in the middle of summer.
Let's see, Equations looks like he wants to get by. Wants to try and see if he can find the staircase.
Not a terrible strategy. I don't know how much time I personally would have put into that room given the wand. However, again, no argument whatsoever, because all it takes is coming across some more Wizrobes, which we've seen in this dungeon, and that wand would be useless.
Yep.
Spud takes a powerful Wi-Fi beam to the face, and back to the start of level 8 he goes.
Alright, and Equation's ready to give up a heart here.
It's the right thing to do. It's level 3. It's a smaller dungeon. There's items in here, and it's completely mugger blocked.
This nets him his white sword? Oh no.
I'm really surprised that Equations didn't take a few seconds to walk up and grab that key. Even on 6 keys.
No, he's just safe scumming the rupee boss. Because he didn't leave the room.
Oh, look at that. See, this is why Equations is racing, and I'm up here just randomly saying words into the mic and hoping that people understand.
Alright, Spud starting the transport game of level 8.
Triforce found in level 3 for Equations, but he's going to push on and see if he can't pull the items out of here.
Yeah, but Spud had found the white sword before finding the Triforce.
Spud did. I believe he went down instead of up.
Stair heart.
That's okay. With the mugger stealing a heart, we'll take the refund down here in the basement.
Yep. I think this was the white sword room, I believe.
I think so. Also, I don't believe that we saw this ink blot on Spud's side. Chat, what's this ink blot?
It wasn't. It's another tough room there for Spud.
Yeah, and it looks like that wood arrow purchase is coming in really good for Equations now, able to take down the Pole's voice with one twang of the bow.
Yeah, it's always satisfying.
Especially in a seed that's been full of Pole's voice like this one.
Yeah. In Equations, just racking up the keys up to 10.
Quietly attempting to make the any key irrelevant. All right. Guesses for that ink blot. We've got a 50s sci-fi spaceship. I can see that. A baleen whale scooping up plankton. I see that one too.
So Spud picked up his Triforce out of 8. Now he just has to clean up 4.
And he knows right where he's going in for, and with the ladder in hand, he'll be able to pick up the Triforce relatively soon.
Yep. Alright, there's the white sword.
Always a case of zigging when you should have zagged. But white sword in hand, Triforce in hand, Equations is done with level 3.
Yep. And he's only what, 3 screens away from 7, so probably can clean that up.
Hopefully we'll take
Where's
that
he
first
going?
transport for cleaning it up. In the meantime, Spud has completed the Triforce of Wisdom.
He's gonna make his trek back up to 9. Answer a question in chat. You can choose different words to have at the top. Some runners don't like level because it's got double L's and double E's. So you want something with all different letters. All right, Spud has entered 9. What are we looking for, Adam?
Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our ears to listen for the big piggy Ganon, which we heard right on the entry, and here he is. There's Ganon.
Who's even an easy path.
Yeah, so Ganon's going to take 8 swipes of the white sword to cry uncle, but also 1 silver arrow, and then the Triforce of Power will belong to Spud, at which point Spud will then begin looking for the second thing. That second thing is going to be a shutter door, like the one we see in this room, where it will pop open even if enemies in the room have not been defeated. It'll be a single shutter door, so off he goes, trying to find it.
And yet another Wizrobe Lionel dungeon.
As far as chat is concerned, you can never have too many Wizrobes and Lionels, right?
Never. They've never killed people in opportune times.
Triforce Piece 5 for equations. Spud's still digging around level 9.
Oh, well, I didn't even
Spud
see
no
that.
longer digging around level
there.
9. All right, chat, let's get our GGs out for our race winner, Spudozaurus, with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 8 seconds.
That was a very nice 9.
Well, it was a 2Q9, so it was already going to be nicer than 1Q or shapes. However, that was a very, very nice 9.
Yeah, normally when you can hear Ganon from the entrance, it feels like you can't ever just walk to him. Always feels like you got to take a long way around. All right, equations. He'll get another heart here too, or potion. Good call.
Or a potion.
Yep. See, does he go clean up 7, or go check this raft spot first? Looks like he'll go check the raft spot and find 8.
Another extra large medium secret at 51.
That's just awful.
At least the small secret's 18. That's something.
Yeah, so both the small and the medium rolled up.
All right, and we are joined in the booth by our race winner, Spudozaurus. Spud, tell us your thoughts on that seed.
Well, it's a pretty good hit, I guess. Just some backtracking all over the place, but yeah, it was decent otherwise.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad of a seed overall. I think there was an absolute right order, and you wouldn't have needed much backtracking. However, it was unlikely that you were going to just walk right into it.
Yeah, I think with a Vanilla 6 start, you could go Death Mountain early if you get some bombs, but This early I wouldn't do that. Not all the way western Death Mountain, I don't think so. Like not first thing in the seed.
And that was
Yeah.
one thing that Equations actually did do very early was
Oh,
he kept resetting for bombs off the blue Octoroks and bombed out all of Death Mountain, east and west, quite early. So found 2 early. He also made his way with the any roads and found the Armos bow
yeah.
very early as well. Unfortunately, didn't buy arrows until a little bit ago and passed over the transport in 7 that dropped you into the Silver's room because he
Yeah.
had the ladder, so he wasn't blocked.
Okay.
So he
You have
still
to take
hasn't
that
found those.
transport.
Yeah.
Oh no, it doesn't have them still. Oh.
He doesn't have silvers yet. He hasn't
Aw.
pulled the Triforce out of 7. He did see the room. He died to one of the Pole's Voice or one of the Beamos. He has the compass, but he didn't take that first transport, so he doesn't know silvers are there.
Yeah, if you take the staircase, that's free. Like, I think on my part that was kind of right order thing, because as soon as I got that, I knew I could go very fast, because I knew I still had Arbos item outstanding, which could have something good, and I checked that as soon as I saw I could be in the road pretty soon. And
Yep.
I still needed to find Draft and Ladder, but there was a hint for Raft, so that was pretty good too. Yeah, pretty good seed.
Yeah. Getting the hint, letting you know that the power bracelet was raft blocked, and I
Yeah.
think you may have had 2 and 8 outstanding at that point, or just 8. I can't remember exactly, but nice to know that that is a required item.
Yeah, the seed still took me like 1 hour to beat, and I skipped everything. I skipped both items in 5, both items in 6, 3 items in 8, and 1 in 4. So that's a lot of skips. And yeah, it still took me a while, considering I didn't think for anything. But just because of all the backtracking and some small mistakes from my part, like some unfortunate death. Me walking right into the head of an enemy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 and 4 were tough dungeons.
Yeah, the combat in this seed was tough. Hearts seemed to be very hard to come by early on. What were your thoughts when you got into level 3 and were met with an immediate mugger?
Oh yeah, Zombie Leak is okay. I'm alright with that. With 3 hearts, I take it every day. No problem with me. But yeah, it was like 3 muggers that I paid total. 2 with Zombie Link and 1 with a Red Heart.
Yeah,
That's
you ran into 2 and 7 and 1 and 3. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that other mugger in 7, the initial one right off of the entryway, I don't think was required. But I do think there was another one that was.
Yes, I think so too. From what I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I don't think either of them would, because the transport to get right next to the Triforce was in the bottom as well, but you needed the ladder then to be able to take that path. So you don't know that at that time that transport is there, but yeah, I mean, you only lost 1 heart out of 3 muggers, so it's not too bad.
Yep, totally. I'd rather have these muggers like the earliest possible in the street, like with 3 hearts. I'm fine with that.
And
Worst case
Equations
scenario,
has
you die.
found... I was just going to say, Equations found the Triforce in level 8. He's doing battle with the Patra to see if this is a super room, which most likely it will be. And not having the silvers, Equations is continuing his dig.
Yeah, just that, it's easy. It's 1 missed stare, and you're digging out 2 Q8.
Yep, I might do the same, to be honest. Like, if I'm really lost and you don't see these silvers, it's anything goes basically. I still go 5 and 6 first, but yeah, tough one. I don't know if he's seen them. He's full clear them or not.
He full cleared 4, I think. 4 was double hard, I think.
Full clear 4, full clear 1, got the ladder out of 2, didn't have the hint for the any key, so Triforce and left. Has not found the silvers in 7, I think did find the heart container on the floor in 7, so I think this might be the most item-dense location for equations.
Yeah, I don't think he pulled anything out of 6 either, though, actually.
It's funny that he's got 14 keys because I was pretty key starved in my seat. That's why I got any key.
Yeah, you had none. He always had like 3 or 4, and then all of a sudden when he was in 3, he missed the white sword. So he ended up clearing all the rooms, and all of a sudden he was
keys in 3,
all of a sudden he was at like 10, and it's like, oh, this is where they are all hiding. Yeah, we saw you go and buy one before you found 2.
Yeah, just in case I needed to spend some to get the any key.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we figured. Last thing you want is to be key blocked out of the any key.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't want the seat to spiral out of control and make even more backtracking all over the place. And
Yep.
I didn't know. Moreover, I didn't know ladder was in 2, so yeah.
Nope, ladder in 2 I bet was a nice surprise for you.
Oh yeah, because if it wasn't there, I was really hoping it wasn't there, because if it wasn't, it was like 4, 5, 6, 8 to dig. That's a lot.
Yeah. And so with this, you move to 2 and 1 for next week.
Yep.
And what are your thoughts going forward? You guys are one of the earlier races for week 3 here. But any thoughts going forward through the next couple weeks of Swiss?
I think I'll run with anything I can get. Right now, I got Serworth as a very hard matchup on week 1, so yeah, no, I'll take anything the game gives me or the will gives me. I'll take any matchup. I try my best, but yeah, 2-1 I'm pretty fine with that. 2-1 is good, and I hope I get someone. Mostly someone I never played before. That's like what I like the most in tournaments. Like you can play people who don't play often, or people who play every tournament but don't play all over the year.
Yep.
That's what I like the most.
Very nice. Yeah, 2 and 1 so far. It's a great record. And I mean, all the brackets have been tough. You know, even the 0 and 2 ones this week had some really tough matches. So you just never know who you can pull.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and it looks like so Equations found the 2 stair items, both hearts. I don't think he's seen a floor item yet, but
he hasn't. It looks like he's grabbing the Triforce, piecing out of 8. I can't blame it at all. Spud, this is another place where you had a huge advantage on Equations. You went and bought all of the hints, whereas Equations didn't get any of them.
But I think that was a pretty good advantage to get that, yes. And considering you could put nearby plus both hints shop were not expensive, plus they were in the same area. I think that was pretty good call to get them. But even they didn't bring a lot, but enough for me to get moving and to have some indication on what to do next.
Yep, I think that might have the problem that Equations had is they got the book, but they paid the mugger with keys. They got the book, but they had just purchased a blue ring, so they had no rupees.
Oh, I get it.
It's going to be interesting going forward in this tournament. So far, even in week 3, there are a lot of very tough competitors that are in the lower wins in Swiss. I think a wand beam or sword beam to the face for the second mugger. Is there anyone, if you could choose your next opponent, who would you choose?
Let me check. I'm checking the list. Like any opponent, regardless of score?
Yes.
I can think of a bunch. Like, I'd love to play someone who kicked me out of any previous tournament. Like, Shati kicked me last time, but Rusla kicked me once too. So I'd like to play these people again, just so I can have another try.
Equations is taking the right staircase. Sorry. Silvers.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. He's got to be happy he took it this time.
Yeah, finally.
So there's Silvers. Equations knows the path to the Triforce, so very soon we'll be heading to level 9. So you'd play Shaddy. I couldn't hear what the other runner was that you had mentioned, but
Slugs. I said Rose Slugs.
Roo Slugs. Roo.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly.
Those are two quality opponents, as are everyone actually in this tournament. I have yet to see a race that's been anything other than exciting.
Yeah, totally.
So for anyone wondering how they can get more Z1R action, the first and best way is going to be to follow our runners. Our runners play Z1R on their streams. I'm sure they would be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. You should follow our tracker and follow my co-com, Ratboy. All of these are going to be great sources of knowledge. You can follow me, but you will find I never stream. And there's the Triforce out of 7. Equations is on his way to level 9.
Yep, and as we saw on Spud's side, pretty straightforward path, nice and easy to walk to Ganon, being able to hear him in the lobby, and then Zelda wasn't too far from there.
Yeah, if you go right after Ganon, you're gonna stumble upon Zelda sooner or later. You could go if you play after Ganon. He might have some troubles, but I think he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, Ganon being very close to start, I doubt Equations will up A. But we're gonna find out shortly, because for the second time tonight, chat, put your hands together. It's the big pig himself, Ganon.
Oh, he's in.
Yeah, these river rooms can get Ganon off of the regular path, so sometimes the corner strategies do not work.
He does have a blue ring, but he's gotta be careful. He's only got one more hug in him.
Yeah, and another Hyrule driver and he'll be down, but it looks like a stun lock.
Yeah. Very nice.
The Triforce of Power has been obtained by Equations. Now, it's just a walk and a hunt for the Hyrule hide-and-seek champion themselves, the Kidnapped.
And I think, is that Zelda's room right above it? I think so.
Pretty close. I think it's 1 or 2 more rooms away. Just have to go the right direction and the shutter door will pop open. But really, isn't that the case with all randos? If you just go the right direction, get all the correct items, all of a sudden you're the winner.
Yeah, I think it was last night's race. The first person to find the princess wins. It's usually how it goes.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a case where the first person to find the princess didn't win, except once. And you'll have to go look in the archives for that race. Let's get our GGs in chat for Equations, who has finished with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 23 seconds. And that race, for anyone who's interested, happened to have a ladder-blocked Zelda, and the first runner to find Zelda didn't have the ladder.
Oh man, that hurts.
I see Equations in the green room. They're going to be stepping up shortly to join us in the commentary booth to discuss this seed. And for all the chatters who guessed Elecman from Mega Man 1, you were correct. I couldn't name that tune because there were only 6 notes to it. If only there had been a few more. And if I didn't say it before, GG Spud, great race.
Thank you.
And we are joined in the booth by tonight's runner-up, Equations19. GG Equations.
Thanks, GG Spuds.
GG's.
So yeah, this one I maxed out on money, took a chance on the blue ring, and it all went downhill from there.
Yeah, the Spud picked up the hints, which told him that the raft was required. He also fell into the silvers with that first transport that you passed up because you had the ladder already. He hadn't found 2 yet, so he didn't have the ladder, so his path was pretty forced that way.
The old getting the ladder early curse.
Yeah, yep.
The old, oops, I can go that way now. It's sort of like when you find the any key early, and so you start taking key doors, when if you had been key blocked, you would have walked right into what you needed.
Oh yeah. And then, you know, of course, no money to buy the arrows, and there's bunnies around every corner.
This seed was infested with bunnies, and it was infested with one other thing, muggers.
Yeah, that too. By the time I ended up paying them, it didn't matter much, but it was too late anyway.
Yeah, that was another place where Spud had a bit of an advantage on you. They found level 3 early. They only had 3 hearts, so they paid the mugger with a heart and went into zombie link mode. Up an 8, got their health back, and then explored a little bit of level 3 and got the white sword.
Yeah, I could certainly see how this seed could go very differently.
Yeah, that's really helped. And yeah, I was glad to see you paid some 4 key for a hint just because you could. That was nice. At the end.
Yeah.
4 keys for the mugger.
Yeah. It's not often you just, yeah, okay, 4, why not?
Yeah, that was fine.
Only with the any key do I see that play. And then that next mugger got your ire with a sword beam right to the face.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I'd say, yeah, otherwise pretty straightforward. You were able to skip lots of items. Definitely, I could see this being an hour.
Yeah, it could have been even less if I didn't do some stupid stuff, but yeah. Just some backtracking, but otherwise it was, straightforward enough. Just stumble upon the silvers and you're good.
Yeah, I think if you didn't dip out of 7 and took that key door when you first saw the mugger, the first time you were in and took that first transport and grabbed silvers, you would have been in go mode at 35-40 minutes, right? And then from there, it's a totally different race.
Yeah,
It just
it
came
was really
to not wanting to pay the mugger and not wanting to take that key door when you first found it. Because
It was at that point I was strapped for keys and low on cash, so I was very conservative.
And you had 6 hearts. You had already seen the raft. You didn't know it was required, but giving up a heart when you know that you can get the white sword item is always tough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I it came down to just that one decision. I think was the biggest factor in the outcome of this race.
Yeah,
but
that's
rando.
Yeah, I always like to feel like if I look back, would I have done anything differently? I mean, maybe I flip the coin and don't take the blue ring, and it turns out a little different. But, otherwise, I don't think I play this any differently.
Yeah, I think that was the other big thing. Not getting silvers in 7 early meant you were looking at a lot of other dungeons because you still had silvers outstanding. It made sense to dig out a lot of those items.
Right, yeah, and not knowing PP might have been needed.
Yeah, and actually, so those hints would have been big because there was a silvers hint for 7. There was PB not required, but PB was raft blocked. And at that point, between both runners, we saw every dungeon except for 8, so we knew that 8 was raft blocked.
Sure.
And
then were cheap, but the timing was wrong when I got the book.
Yeah, it was just after, which was unfortunate.
Yeah, the hints really were quite helpful this seed. Had you have gotten them early, you'd have also known the any key was in 2, which might have sent you back to 2, especially considering the key problems that you had early. You had recorders, so getting back to 2 would have been a non-issue.
Yeah. For sure.
But, I mean, I would have made the same play because I love a blue ring, so... It hurts after the fact, but...
Well, I knew I was maxed out. I knew I hadn't seen a ton of door repairs. If I was going to do it, that was the time, and... didn't work out.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure that the blue ring saved you at least a couple of deaths in the seed, so... I know it's minimal solace, but it did its job.
I'm sure it did. At that point, I did know Wizzies in dungeons. Yeah.
All right. Do either of you have any final thoughts on this seed?
Not on the seed, but I'm gonna thank you guys for covering up this race. Trackers, commentary, and thanks Equations for being a good opponent. See you guys.
Yeah, it's now our second race within a month or so. They've both been, I think, pretty good. And here's to some more in the future.
Yep. Hopefully.
Yep. Thank you guys for putting on a great race for us to get to watch. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for the commentary. I'll be watching it back hopefully soon.
All right. Thank both of you for racing. Again, chat, if you haven't already done it, go follow these runners. They put on an excellent show for us tonight. Follow my co-com, Ratboy. He's been up here making sure that I don't give any deceptive commentary tonight. And follow our tracker, Tabby Orange, without whom we don't get restreamed. So all of these people come together to entertain you, chat. Ratboy, did you have any final thoughts on the seed?
Nope. I think that'll do it for me. Appreciate the co-coms, Adam. It was a ton of fun, and look forward to doing it again.
All right, definitely. It's always fun to get up here in the booth, and we're always looking for volunteers. So chat, visit the Z1R Discord, and you too can come up here in the booth, join myself, join Ratboy, or join somebody else who's not myself or Ratboy. It's a great time. Or if you don't want to talk on the air, we still need trackers. The trackers really are the MVP of every one of our races. And with that, I believe that brings us to a close of tonight's episode of Z1R, the Swiss Weeks week number 3 of the Winter 2024 tournament. I have been JXB Adam. I have been joined in the booth by Ratboy. Tabby Orange has been our tracker. Thank you, chat, for all the wonderful guesses on shapes. Thank you, runners, for putting on such a great show. I wish you nothing but best of luck in your coming matches next week. And for everyone here on Speed Gaming 3, thank you all and good night.
Take care.